So now for a little bit about the Coasters. The Coasters began on September 28, 1955 in Los Angeles, California, after 4 of 6 members from another singing group, the Robins, broke off to start this new one. Bobby Nunn and Carl Gardner, leading vocalists of the Robins, were convinced by the up-and-coming composing/managing team of Jerry Leiber and Mike Stoller to let them represent the Robins. Leiber and Stoller wanted to create tracks that included a story or some sense of humor, which often required more recording takes than a typical rock and roll musical number. After their biggest hit, Smokey Joe's Cafe in 1955, which was produced by the duo, it was noticed by Atlantic Records because it was just too hot. At this time, the Robins was composed of Carl Gardner, Bobby Nunn, Grady Chapman, Ty Terrell, with Billy Richards and Roy Richards. When Atlantic offered a contract to produce the Robins, only 2 of them agreed, causing a rift in the group. Those 2 were Gardner and Nunn, who were willing to move to the new label. It was actually through working with the Robins that Leiber and Stoller were able to pursue long careers with Atlantic Records. The Coasters were now the product of the vocal collaboration of Bobby Nunn, Carl Gardner, Billy Guy, and Leon Hughes. In 1956, the group produced their first single as the Coasters, Down in Mexico. It was an R&B hit and even appeared in the soundtrack of Quentin Tarantino's 2007 movie, Death Proof. In 1958, the Coasters crossed over to the pop industry after producing Searchin', a US top 10 hit that also topped the R&B chart for 13 weeks and became arguably the biggest song of 1957. Their next hit, Yakety Yak, as we all know, features King Curtis on tenor saxophone and included the famous lineup of Gardner, Guy, Jones, and Gunter, and was released in 1958. Its witty, slice-of-life lyrics about a teenager being hassled by his parents struck a resounding chord, and Yakety Yak became the Coasters' first #1 pop hit that summer, topping the R&B charts as well. It even became the act's only national #1 single. This was like a precursor to Will Smith's Parents Just Don't Understand. Unfortunately, the Coasters didn't last throughout the next decade, the 60s. Soon, they were among the bands that lived on through their records, rather than through their live shows. This was due to the change happening in the music scene and the ever-changing roster of singers in the group, hoping to get the correct combo to top the charts once again. Although many groups did and continue to use the name Coasters, only Carl Gardner holds the legal rights to it. He frequently made efforts to stop bogus bands who had no connection to the original Coasters from using their name. In 1987, the Coasters became the first group inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, crediting the members of the 1958 configuration. The Coasters also joined the Vocal Group Hall of Fame in 1999. The band is still active with members J.W. Lance, Primo Tivo Candelaria, Robert Fowler, and Dennis Anderson.